This video is about the alpha loved the rogue's daughter, but his pack declared him mad. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. ## The alpha loved the rogue's daughter, but his pack declared him mad. The moon hung like a silver coin in the velvet sky, illuminating the sprawling forest that cradled the rugged land of Eldergrove. Beneath its soft glow, shadowy figures danced among the trees as the crescent moon pack gathered for their biannual blood moon ritual. The air throbbed with the primal energy of the wolves, a force that echoed through their very bones. Alpha Kalen stood at the edge of the clearing, his steel blue eyes fixated on the horizon where the sun would soon rise, unaware of the whispering winds carrying secrets of a love both forbidden and dangerous. He was majestic, a true leader with a powerful presence, commanding respect and loyalty from the pack. But tonight, his heart was restless, tangled in a web of uncertainty and desire. "Alpha, are you coming?" Talia, his bitter and closest confidante, approached him, concern etched on her features. "The ritual is about to begin. The pack needs you." "I know, Talia," he replied, his voice low and gravelly. "But there is something out there. I can feel it." Talia glanced in the direction he was staring. "You mean the rogue, the one who has been lurking near our territory?" Kalen's jaw tightened at the mere mention of the rogue's name. Her name was Leora, and she was unlike anyone he had ever met. Falling for her had felt unnatural to him, a transgression against the sacred duty of an alpha. Yet the pull was undeniable, a bond forged by destiny itself. With a heavy heart, he forced himself to turn from the horizon and join his pack. They stood in a circle, their eyes reflecting the light of the blood moon, their voices harmonizing in ancient chants as the energies of the night intertwined with their souls. Yet Kalen's mind remained elsewhere, caught between duty and a longing that consumed him. As the ritual reached its climax, he felt a shiver race down his spine. Distractions faded into the background, and the sound of Leora's laughter echoed in his mind. It was a lullaby he could not escape, a siren call that beckoned him toward the edge of the woods. As the last chant faded into the night, Kalen caught Talia watching him intently. "You re distracted," she whispered, a knowing look in her eyes. "I can feel your heart pulling in two directions." "I have responsibilities," Kalen replied, his voice firmer than he felt. "I cannot let my desires dictate my choices." "Are you sure about that?" Talia tilted her head, concern mingling with curiosity. "You've never been one to shy away from what your heart wants." His brows furrowed. "A rogue's daughter, Talia, that is not an acceptable bond for an alpha." "Love knows no boundaries," she countered softly, her gaze unwavering. "You may deny it, but the moon has marked you for her." As the pack dispersed, Kalen made his way toward the edge of the forest, where the shadows deepened. He could feel the tension in the air, the anticipation prickling at his skin. He stepped into the darkness, calling out, "Leora." She appeared from the shadows, her dark hair cascading over her shoulders, eyes glimmering like emeralds in the night. "He shouldn't be here, Kalen," she said, her voice a melodic whisper. "Your pack will never accept me." "Then I'll make them," he declared, stepping closer. "You're not just a rogue to me, you're so much more." Leora shook her head, her expression pained. "You're the alpha, Kalen. The pack is your family, your duty. I am but a shadow, a flicker of light that will only bring darkness to your world." "Do you truly believe that?" he asked, desperation threading through his voice. "You are the light I never knew I was missing. I cannot turn away from this bond, Leora." She stepped back, her own heart breaking. "It doesn't matter what you feel. Your pack would label you mad for even considering a bond with me. You have to think of them." Kalen clenched his fists, frustration bubbling within. "What is the point of being alpha if I cannot choose my own fate?" "Your fate is written in the stars, Kalen. You cannot fight it," she replied, her voice trembling. "You are meant to lead, not to be led by your heart." He reached for her, fingers grazing her cheek. "I refuse to let our connection be dictated by their fears. I'll fight for you, even if it means standing against my own pack." As their eyes locked, a spark ignited between them, a shared longing that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. But the weight of their reality crashed down, suffocating the moment. Leora turned away, her heart heavy with the knowledge that love alone could not bridge the chasm that lay between them. "I can't let you ruin your life for me," she whispered, tears glistening in her eyes. "You were destined for greatness, Kalen. You were born to lead and not to follow a rogue's heart." Kalen reached out, frustration and sorrow clashing within him. "What if my true greatness lies in loving you, in being the mate you deserve?" "Your pack won't see it that way," she replied, her voice breaking. "They'll never understand." With a sudden resolve, Kalen stepped toward her. Then let me show them. Let me prove that we are meant to be. You are my mate, Liara. Nothing can change that. No, she cried, stepping back into the shadows, her eyes shimmering with anxious tears. You don't understand what you were asking. If they find out, you will be forced to choose, and I will not be the reason you lose your place. Kaelin's heart sank, the weight of her words settling like a shroud over his spirit. Then let me make them see, he begged, desperation creeping into his voice. I will change their minds. I will fight for you, no matter the cost. Liara shook her head, her voice barely a whisper. Fighting for me means fighting against your own blood. You will be called mad, and so will I. I want to let you do that, Kaelin. A silence fell between them, heavy and fraught with unspoken words. Kaelin's heart screamed in protest, but he knew she was right. The pack would never accept a rogue, especially one who had once been cast away and labeled a danger to their kind. As the moon hung high above them, illuminating the path of their intertwined destinies, Kaelin felt a surge of defiance. I will not let them dictate my heart, he vowed, his voice steady. I will fight Liara, for you, for us. Then you will lose everything, she whispered, tears spilling down her cheeks. But I'll have you, he replied, desperation mingling with hope. And that is worth every sacrifice. With that, he stepped back, allowing her presence to wash over him one last time. Liara's heart ached, torn between love and the realities of their world. Yet, as she stepped back into the shadows, they both knew the fight had only just begun. As dawn approached, the first light kissed the treetops, casting a golden hue over Eldergrove. Kaelin stood alone, the weight of his choices pressing on his shoulders. The road ahead was fraught with peril, but the fire of their bond would guide him through the darkness. The Alpha loved the rogue's daughter, but would that love be enough to defy destiny? Only time would tell. Part 2. The Alpha loved the rogue's daughter, but his pack declared him mad. The sun rose reluctantly, casting a soft light over Eldergrove, a silver mist hovering like a shroud over the land. Kaelin stood at the edge of his territory, the weight of the world settling heavily on his shoulders. His heart was torn, reverberating with echoes of Liara's rejection. The cool air felt charged, a reminder of the promise he had made. The pack would not understand. They were a tight-knit family, bound by tradition and fierce loyalty, but they were also quick to judge. The notion of an alpha falling for a rogue's daughter was blasphemy, a betrayal of their core values. Kaelin swallowed hard, forcing himself to think of the meeting that awaited him. Italia will be waiting, he muttered under his breath, steeling his resolve. I cannot falter now. Arriving at the gathering clearing, he found his pack already assembled, their faces masked with concern. Italia stood at the forefront, her expression a storm of worry. Alpha, she began, her voice trembling. We need to talk about the rogue. She has been spotted near the northern border again. Kaelin's heart raced. Enough, Talia, he snapped, his voice firmer than he intended, cutting through the murmur of dissent that followed. Liara is not the enemy. A ripple of disbelief washed over the pack, faces turning in unison to share incredulous glances. You cannot be serious, one of the elders, Luriel interjected, disbelief etched into her features. A rogue is a danger to us all, let alone one who has claimed the Alpha as heart. I am not asking for your permission, Kaelin declared, his voice rising above the whispering crowd. I am telling you what I feel. The bond I share with Liara is real, and I will not stand by as you demonize her. That is madness, Tilly said, stepping closer, her eyes fierce with concern. What you feel clouds your judgment, that puts us all at risk. Kaelin's hands clenched into fists, frustration boiling within him. And what is the risk? What if Liara is more than a rogue to us? What if she could unite us with her knowledge of the woods, of old magic? You all simply refuse to see it. Luriel scoffed, shaking her head. You are blinded by affection, Kaelin, so blinded that you cannot see the danger lurking behind her sweet smile. We are wolves, and wolves protect their own. You are playing with fire. Kaelin's heart raced as he met their judgmental gazes, his blood boiling. Perhaps it is your fear that blinds you, allowing your presence to solidify our bonds could strengthen us against outside threats. You are so rigid in your beliefs that you cannot see the possibilities. Enough. Tilia's voice cut through the chaos, and silence fell heavy. We cannot risk our pack's future on a whim. You must reconsider what you are asking of us. Kaelin felt a pang of betrayal, each word striking him like a knife. Asking? I am not asking, I am telling you the truth of my heart. Before anyone could respond, he spun on his heel, leaving his pack in a heated debate. The forest felt alive as he stomped through the underbrush, branches snapping beneath his weight. He needed to clear his mind to process the whirlwind of emotions. But all he could think of was Leora, the way her eyes sparkled with mischief, the kindness in her laughter. Suddenly, the sharp call of a raven startled him, its black wings casting a shadow overhead. It circled before landing nearby, tilting its head as if studying him. "You seek something," it croaked. Caleb blinked, the sudden presence jolting him from his thoughts. "I seek clarity," he murmured, unsure if he was talking to the bird or himself. "I need to know if pursuing this connection is worth the consequences." The raven cawed, flapping its wings as if urging him to follow. With heart pounding, Caleb did. He trailed the bird deeper into the forest until they reached a clearing where an ancient stone stood, a relic of a time when magic flowed freely. The air crackled with energy, and he felt a familiar pull, a whisper in the back of his mind. "Kai," came a voice from behind him, soft yet powerful. He spun to find Leora emerging from the trees, ethereal and radiant beneath the dappled sunlight. "Leora!" His voice was a breath full of longing. "You shouldn't be here. They'll see you. I came to find you." Her eyes were filled with a mixture of fear and determination. "I need to understand why you would risk everything for me." "I would risk it all," he replied, stepping closer, "to show them that love has its own magic. I want to fight for our future together." "You're a Packer," she began, but he interrupted. "They'll come to see what I see, Leora. You are not just a rogue, you are a part of me. This bond is more powerful than tradition." She shook her head, sadness washing over her features. "What if it destroys you? What if they can see the truth in your heart?" Kaelan reached for her, his fingers brushing against her cheek, igniting the fire within. "Then let them try. I will not stand down, not for anyone." Tears shimmered in her eyes, and she looked away, fighting against the emotions overwhelming her. "Kaelan, this isn't just about us. You could lose everything, your title, your pack, your family." "I'd rather lose everything than live without you," he confessed, his voice raw with emotion. "You are my mate. I cannot deny what the moon has bound us in." Leora's breath hitched, the weight of his words crashing over her like waves. "But what if it is a curse? What if we are meant to be apart?" His heart raced, desperation clawing at him. "I refuse to accept that. A curse can be broken. We will show them the truth." Suddenly, the raven cawed again, louder this time, as if demanding attention. Both Kaelan and Leora turned to the bird, its black feathers gleaming in the sunlight. "Perhaps the answer lies not in forcing acceptance," it croaked, "but in revealing your hearts." Kaelan felt a strange understanding wash over him. "You're right. We must prove our love, show them the strength of what we have." Together, Leora whispered, hope flickering in her gaze. "We'll show them." With their hearts intertwined in even determination, they stepped into that clearing, where magic pulsed through the air, ready to fight against the odds. The future remained uncertain, but they knew the power of their bond could alter the course of their destinies. As dawn broke anew, Kaelan and Leora stood resolute, ready to face the pack together. Their love was a wildfire, fierce and untamed, and they were prepared to let it blaze across the landscape of Eldergrove. With the blessings of the ancient stones and the watchful raven, they would forge their path, one that would challenge the very fabric of their worlds. Together, they would show the Crescent Moon Pack that the heart's truth could not be silenced, and that love, no matter how forbidden, was worth fighting for. And as they walked hand in hand, the mysteries of the woods whispered their secrets, urging them onward into the unknown. Would they find acceptance, or face the wrath of an angry pack? Only time would unveil the answers, but one thing was certain: destiny had already begun to weave its intricate tapestry. Hash the Alpha loved the rogue's daughter, but his pack declared him mad. Hash Part 3. As twilight draped its cloak over Eldergrove once more, Kaelan found himself standing at the precipice of destiny, the weight of Leora's love igniting a fire within him. The moon hung low, casting a silver glow upon the ancient stones that stood like sentinels in the clearing. "Tonight," he whispered to the air, "we will reveal the truth." Leora stood beside him, her heart racing with both hope and fear. "Are you certain they will listen?" she asked, her voice trembling as she gazed up at him, her emerald eyes shimmering with uncertainty. Kaelan took her hands, grounding himself in the warmth of her touch. "They will. If we reveal our bond, they cannot deny what is real." His voice was laced with determination, but he could feel the quiver of doubt in her heart. He leaned closer, lowering his voice to a tender whisper. "You are my mate, Leora. Our connection is a force greater than the traditions that bind them." "The tradition is powerful, Kaelan," she replied, a hint of despair in her tone. "What if they see us as a threat? You could lose everything." The weight of her words hung heavy in the air, each syllable a reminder of the risks that lay ahead. Kaelan brushed his thumb across her cheek, a gesture meant to convey the depths of his resolve. "But then let them see, let them witness the truth of our hearts." As the last remnants of daylight faded, the call of the blood moon echoed through the woods, summoning the pack to the center of the clearing. Kaelan felt the stirring of energy in the air, a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. He took a deep breath, steeling himself for what lay ahead as the crescent moon pack gathered around him. They looked up, their eyes bright with questions and unease, and Kaelan could feel the weight of their scrutiny. Talia stood at the forefront, her brow furrowed with concern and confusion. "Alpha," she said, her voice breaking the tension. "What is this about? You've been distant, and now you summon us beneath the blood moon. What is the meaning of this?" Kaelan held Liora's gaze for a moment, drawing strength from their bond. "I've called you here to reveal something that has been hidden in the shadows for too long," he declared, his voice steady but filled with an undercurrent of emotion. Lyra stepped forward, her eyes narrowed, skepticism radiating from her. "If it is about the rogue..." Laura, standing steadfast beside Kaelan, interrupted her, stepping into the light of the moon. "I am Leora, daughter of the rogue you all fear," she declared, her voice ringing through the quiet forest, fierce and unyielding. "But I am more than a shadow. I am here to fight alongside Kaelan as his mate." Gasps echoed through the pack, a ripple of disbelief washing over them like a wave. Lyra clenched her fists, her voice rising above the shocked murmurs. "This is madness. You cannot seriously mean to bond with her, Kaelan. She is a danger to us all." Kaelan met Lyra's furious gaze, his heart pounding defiantly. "You call her a danger, but you do not see the truth. Lyra possesses knowledge of the ancient magic that flows through these woods. She can help us strengthen our pack against the true threats we face." "Magic?" Talia's voice was laced with skepticism. "Have you lost your senses? Magic died with those who wielded it. It is nothing but folklore." Leora stepped forward again, her voice rising with passion. "No, Talia, it is very much alive, and I can prove it. This bond we share is a manifestation of that ancient magic. It flows between us, and I can feel it pulsing with every heartbeat." Pack shifted uncomfortably, torn between doubt and the palpable connection that radiated from Kaelan and Leora. Kaelan felt the energy swell, as if the very woods around them were listening, waiting for their next move. "Let me show you," he said, his voice fierce. "Let us reveal the truth of our bond." As he spoke, Kaelan reached for Leora's hands, their fingertips brushing together. He could feel the energy crackling between them, a vibrant tapestry of shared emotions and desires. "We are meant to be," he declared, his voice ringing with certainty, "and the moon has marked us as fated." Leora took a deep breath, determination shining in her eyes. She closed her eyes, focusing on the bond that tied them together. "If you choose to trust us, we will show you what love truly is," she said, her voice soft yet resonant. "A love that can heal, that can protect." The air around them shimmered, and Kaelan felt the ancient magic unfurling, weaving through their fingertips. A soft light enveloped them, illuminating the clearing, casting ethereal shadows on the faces of their packmates. "What is this?" Laurel gasped, her expression shifting from fury to awe as the light engulfed Kaelan and Leora. "It is the magic of our connection," Kaelan replied, his voice steady as he stepped further into the light with Leora. "Let it show you the truth. Let it reveal who we truly are." As the light intensified, visions began to dance around them, flashes of their shared moments, laughter by the river, minute conversations, and the unbreakable bond that had formed between them. The pack gasped as they witnessed their love manifest into shimmering force. "See?" Kaelan urged, his voice rising above the gasps. "This is what we can become together. We can bridge the divide between our worlds. We can protect each other and heal the rifts of the past." Slowly, the expressions of disbelief morphed into wonder, and the shimmering light began to fade. Kaelan and Leora stood together, hearts pounding, awaiting the pack's response. Tilly stepped forward, her eyes wide with astonishment. I can feel it," she whispered, tears glistening in her eyes. "There is truth in this. Love is a powerful force, and perhaps we have underestimated what it means." Lyra's brows knitted together, wrestling against the emotions that surged within her. "But she is still a rogue. Can we truly trust her?" "I've fought against that label my whole life," Leora replied, stepping boldly forward. "I am more than a rogue. I am a guardian of secrets and magic. I wish to fight for your pack, not against it." A silence enveloped the clearing, thick with tension, until Talia spoke again, her voice steady. "Perhaps it is time we let go of our past fears and embrace the future. If our Alpha believes in this bond, then I will stand by him." As murmurs of agreement rippled through the pack, Kaelan felt a surge of hope. But just as the tide was turning, a figure emerged from the shadows, Eldrick, an elder known for his fierce loyalty to tradition. "Foolishness, you risk your pack's very existence," he bellowed, his voice carrying authority and anger. You dare to challenge the natural order? This union is a threat to our very way of life. Kaelin stepped forward, the air crackling with tension. Then let us prove ourselves. If you believe love is a threat, let us put it to the test. I will protect Leora, and we will face whatever challenges come our way together. Leora's heart raced as she gripped Kaelin's hand tighter. Together, she echoed, her voice filled with determination. If you will have us, we will show you the strength of our bond. Eldric's brow furrowed, debating the weight of their challenge. Very well, but if you fail, you will not only lose your place among us, you will also lose each other. Kaelin's heart thundered in his chest. Then we will not fail. As the blood moon hung high above them, illuminating the path ahead, Kaelin and Leora stood side by side, united against the storm that threatened to tear them apart. The night was filled with uncertainty, but one thing remained clear: they would fight for their love, no matter the cost. With the pack split but hopeful, they faced the unknown together, ready to challenge destiny itself. The whispers of the woods enveloped them, urging them onward into a future intertwined. Would love prevail, or would the shadows of the past consume them? Only time would unveil the answers, but their hearts beat as one, steadfast in their resolve to forge a new path. Part 4. The Alpha loved the rogue's daughter, but his pack declared him mad. The night air crackled with anticipation as Kaelin and Leora stood before the crescent moon pack, the silence wrapping around them like a fragile thread. The blood moon loomed high, casting its silvery gaze upon the gathering, a celestial witness to their unfolding fate. The weight of their challenge hung heavily in the air, an unspoken promise of trials to come. Kaelin felt the tremors of uncertainty ripple through the pack, but he stood resolute, his heart pounding with a fierce blend of hope and fear. Let us prove our bond, he declared, his voice unwavering. We will face whatever trials you choose. Love cannot be silenced by fear. Leora's grip on his hand tightened, a silent affirmation of their shared resolve. Together, we are stronger, she whispered, her emerald eyes shimmering with determination. We will show you that our love is a force of unity, not division. Eldric's steely gaze narrowed, assessing their fervor with a mixture of skepticism and grudging respect. Very well, if you wish to prove your love, the trials will not be easy. You must face 3 challenges that test your bond, your strength, and your resolve. Fail, and you will not only lose your place in the pack, you will lose each other. Kaelin swallowed hard, the stakes feeling impossibly high. But as he looked into Leora's eyes, he felt an unmistakable fire ignite within him. We will not fail, he vowed, his voice steady. We are fated to be together, and that bond will carry us through. The pack murmured amongst themselves, a chorus of doubt and intrigue swelling in their midst. Talia stepped forward, her brow furrowed with concern. Alpha, I worry for you both. This path is fraught with peril. What if the trials only serve to deepen the divide? Kaelin turned to Talia, his heart aching with the weight of her words. Then we will face the divide together. Love is worth any sacrifice. Leora squeezed his hand, her voice a soft whisper. No matter what, I trust you. As the pack prepared for the first trial, the atmosphere thickened with expectation. Eldric raised an arm, a signal for silence. The first challenge is one of strength. You will face the pack's fiercest warriors, and they will test your will to protect one another. Victory depends on your unity. Kaelin felt a surge of adrenaline as he stepped forward, ready to show the pack the power of their bond. He and Leora would not only fight for their love, but for acceptance within the pack. Let them come, he said, determination lacing his voice. The warriors emerged from the shadows, fierce and relentless, their eyes glinting with the thrill of competition. Kaelin felt the primal energy radiate from them, a reminder of the ferocity that defined their kind. As the battle began, Leora fought alongside Kaelin, every movement a dance of instinct and unity. He could feel the bond between them pulsing with energy, guiding their movements as they dodged and countered the onslaught from the warriors. Stay close, Kaelin shouted, his voice rising above the chaos. I am right here. Leora replied, her spirit unwavering despite the challenges. They fought as one, a harmonious blend of strength and agility, their hearts beating in sync as they defended against the fierce attacks. Yet, as the skirmish intensified, doubt crept into Kaelin's mind. The warriors were relentless, each blow landing with a force that threatened to separate them. We need to push harder, he called, gritting his teeth against the pain of exhaustion. But Leora faltered, her breath coming in ragged gasps. Kaelin, I can Yes, you can, he urged, desperation threading through his voice. Remember what we fight for. In that moment, the bond between them flared, igniting a wave of strength that coursed through their veins. Leora met Kaelin's gaze, a fire igniting within her. For us, she breathed, and together, they surged forward, their hearts intertwining in that singular purpose. With renewed vigor, they swept away their opponents, their movements fluid and powerful. As the last warrior fell, the pack erupted into cheers, astonished at the undeniable strength of their bond. Eldrick observed, his expression a mixture of surprise and grudging respect. Perhaps you have the strength of spirit to face the next challenge, he conceded, a note of respect creeping into his voice. But as they celebrated their victory, a voice cut through the elation, sharp and accusing. You may have won this battle, but you will never win the hearts of the pack. You are still a rogue. It was Luriel, her fury palpable as she stepped forward, eyes blazing with resentment. Kaelan felt his chest constrict. Lior is not just a rogue, he countered, his voice steady. She is my mate. Love transcends boundaries. Love? You call this love, the reckless bond that puts us all at risk? Luriel spat, her accusations laced with venom. You are a fool, Kaelan, a madman, blinded by affection. The pack shifted uneasily at her words, the tension in the air thickening. Kaelan stepped forward, his heart pounding. I will not let fear dictate our future. Lior has the power to unite us and bring forth the magic that has long been forgotten. You will see. The second trial was to test their hearts, their emotional bond. Eldrick summoned the pack to gather around a glowing circle of stones, ancient relics pulsing with energy. This trial will reveal your true feelings for one another. You will each face a vision of your past that haunts your heart. Lior's breath hitched, fear creeping into her heart. What if I cannot face it? She whispered, glancing at Kaelan, her voice trembling. Whatever it is, we'll all face it together, he reassured her, squeezing her hand. You are not alone. As the stones pulsed, a bright light enveloped them, and in an instant, Kaelan found himself alone in a dark void. Shadows flickered around him, whispers echoing through the emptiness. Visions of his past surfaced, memories of loss, of his father's teachings, of the burden of being alpha. Then the shadows shifted, revealing Liora in pain, her heart breaking as she stepped back into the darkness. You don't belong here, a chilling voice echoed, twisting into a painful reminder of their past. Liora, he shouted, reaching for her. I want to let you go. In that moment, he recalled the depth of their connection, the way she had breathed life into him. You are my mate, my heart, he cried, the truth pouring from his soul, breaking through the shadows. The darkness receded, revealing Liora standing before him, her eyes glistening with tears. Kaelan, I am scared, she confessed, her voice a fragile whisper. I don't want to lose you. He vowed, stepping closer. We are meant to be, our love is stronger than any darkness. The stones pulsed brighter, illuminating their bond, weaving the visions into a tapestry of light. They would not let fear dictate their fate. Together, they faced the past and emerged stronger, their hearts intertwining in an unbreakable bond. As they rejoined the pack, Kaelan felt the air shift with newfound energy. The pack's skepticism lingered, but the power of their love echoed through the trees. We faced the darkness, Kaelan declared, his voice resounding through the clearing. We will not be broken. But just as hope began to blossom, tragedy struck, the final trial loomed. Eldrick's voice cut through the air, heavy and foreboding. The final challenge will test the very essence of your souls. You will face betrayal. A sacrifice must be made. Only one can emerge unscathed. Kaelan's heart raced. What do you mean? But Eldrick simply gestured toward the woods, where shadows loomed, twisting and darkening the night. You must choose. One must enter the shadows to prove the strength of your love, while the other must endure the pain of betrayal. Liora's eyes widened, fear gripping her heart. No, Kaelan, we can be torn apart. He reached for her, desperation clawing at his chest. I want to let you go into darkness alone. It has the only way, she whispered, tears spilling down her cheeks. You must show them the lengths you would go for love. If I do not return, if I perish, you must fight for what we have. No, he cried, his heart breaking as he clutched her hands. I refuse to let you sacrifice yourself. But Liora's gaze was resolute, a fierce determination shining through her pain. You must trust that our love is strong enough. I will find my way back to you, I promise. With a heavy heart, Kaelan released her, the shadows beckoning Liora closer as she stepped into the darkness. I love you, he shouted, his voice echoing as she vanished from